Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 89 of the Travel Like a Boss podcast. I'm here with Jose and Sherica from Australia. How you doing?
Yeah,
Hi.
Awesome. Great to be here.
Yeah, I'm really happy to have you two here. What brought you here to Chiang Mai?
Dude, you you brought us here. We just want to be in a place where it's conducive to starting our online business and our location independent lifestyle, and based on what we've read and what we've seen and heard, that Chiang Mai is the place where we could just really focus and do what we need to do. So, and you've pretty much shown us the Chiang Mai way of living, and we like it, and we're here.
That's really cool. So I bumped into these two at Pun Space earlier today, and found out they're down here for the Dropshipping retreat, which we're all going to go to pretty soon. So I'm excited for that. Whose idea was it actually to come here? Was it yours or Sherica's?
Oh, it was Jose's.
Was it?
Yeah, it was Jose. So we come here first, then we also have a look around what it feels like to be here, and then go to Krabi.
Okay, really cool. And did you take much convincing, or were you like, okay, I'll do it?
Oh no, just go for it. Okay, why not? Yeah,
Okay.
it's a new idea.
Yeah, I like it a lot. So the reason why I wanted to have you two on the show is a lot of people from the US have a very easy time starting a dropshipping store. And, I've met literally over 100 people who have successful stores in the US. Mm-hmm. But I haven't met that many people from other countries, especially in Australia, even though there's a lot of people I've seen sign up for the course and I just never hear from them again. And I always wonder if it's possible there, if it's a different business model, if it's just more complicated. And you hear all these things, but I always hear from people who either aren't actually part of Anton's course, or they, kind of half tried and half didn't. So when I met you guys and you guys said that you guys are actually making sales, I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe it's not impossible. What was your experience going through? So Sherica, you went through Anton's videos. Was it much different than his examples, even though he's from the US?
Actually, for the videos, I went through all the videos, and I used US stores to check out, how was it? Because I don't have any other Australian stores to compare with. Yeah, from that, and then I had a look on my own on which suppliers to use. Yeah, so pretty much it's okay. Yeah, all I need is really hard work.
Okay, that's cool. And so Jose, you were telling me earlier that you actually had your own dropshipping store before you found Anton?
Yeah, so basically how this all started, this whole dropshipping world opened up, is the end of 2014. I was really just browsing online, and I've always wanted to start my own business and have not just any business, but a business that would support my lifestyle. Like, I wouldn't have to be at a place at a certain time and have the the startup costs that would normally be involved in a bricks and mortar store. So it was definitely an online model that I was seeking, and I was just browsing the internet. I was actually looking for a pair of sandals that I wanted to buy, like just really nice leather sandals. And I was browsing, and I came across this website, and it actually had drop shipping. We drop ship, and it said there you can have your own custom designs. And I was thinking, hey, I'm actually looking for these. Maybe I could scratch my itch and get into drop shipping this way. And so I contacted the supplier and got into an agreement. I sent them my designs and back and forth. Then I was pretty successful in actually producing the designs that I want. And so I fired up a Shopify account, put in a theme, and then started selling the sandals. And it was a long process, so about 6 months.
Wow, why did it take 6 months?
It took 6 months because I didn't know what to do.
Okay.
Okay, so my e-commerce, I didn't have any e-commerce experience, and I was just winging it. I was thinking, okay, well, all right, I've got a store with Shopify. I needed to make the website look great. I need products to sell, and and that was it. And hopefully someone will buy, and I'll figure the rest of it while I go through the process. You know, I was thinking, all right, I've got a beginner's mindset. I'm not going to procrastinate. I'm just going to take action and learn along the way. Now, during the process of that, I was trying to learn the ins and outs of dropshipping, and just going through some podcasts and resources, I discovered Anton's course, right? And I kept seeing Anton's course pop up, you know, and it was, and I told Sherica, hey, you know, check this out. Do you want to have a look? And we had a look at his course, and she signed up for it. I was still operating my sandal store, and after a few weeks, I saw the progress that Sherica was making, you know, and I said, so I started my store 2014, and it took me 6 months to actually get it open, and Sherica had her store up in just a few weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it's a big difference, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. With any help, yeah, it will be easy. But without any help, without any of Anton's course, I won't be able to do it.
So did you have a technical background?
Before, I used to check up on things on WordPress because I had an idea I want to do blogging. But I experienced that there's no guide, there's nothing. There's no what to do, step by step what to do. I just go with it. It is hard. I was able to do it, but it is hard. Yeah. So, and then I find that on this dropshipping method of Anton's, it is easy. It's much easier.
I think that's really cool. And I honestly 100% believe that even though there's some people out there that can just do it completely on their own and they don't need any guidance, for the majority of us, and I would say it's probably 99% of people, we would benefit and save so much time if we just follow a course.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, I totally agree. Now, I'm pretty much the first-hand experience of that. Like, say, if I know about Anton's method, then I would have started on that instead of trying to spend countless hours trying to figure it out all by myself. Now, that store that I started by myself, I've just put it on the shelf because what I've joined Sherica in that store that she's opened, because it's just gathered so much momentum, and it's actually making money, whereas my store actually just produced a couple of sales. And I actually tried to implement some DSL methods to my store, but it hasn't improved at all. So in terms of sales, or traffic or whatever, there is actually a method there that Sherica has followed, and that we're now together doing, and we can definitely see results. And it's a very easy process to follow.
Yeah, I think it's kind of hard, like when you take an existing store that didn't follow the system and then you try to patch it up with, you know, a couple magic bullets. It doesn't really, it's like putting a band-aid on a broken back.
That's right.
Where it's so much easier to be like, okay, well, we have this healthy horse. Let's just focus our energy on this one than the one that's on the shelf.
That's right. No, I totally agree. And our priority is definitely the income and having a sustainable, profitable online business. Now, Sherica's store is low-hanging fruit. For me to actually try to get my store up to a level where it's actually profitable would take a lot more, headaches and a lot more capital as well.
Yeah. So kind of just to warn everyone listening to this, if you guys want to try to do it on your own without joining a course, don't sell sandals. I think Anton actually almost uses that as, I don't know about sandals specifically, but he uses like apparel as an example of what not to sell. He says the price is way too low. There's too many sizes, and there's going to be a lot of returns. So you're going to have a lot of customer service headache. There's not enough margins. You know, there's all these kind of bad reasons why you shouldn't sell something like sandals. But it was good that it gave you that learning experience, even though it took 6 months, it was still, you still learn a ton from that. And because you were researching dropshipping, you were able to find Anton's course and be like, okay, well, now let me just get in. So Sherica, I have a question for you. So a lot of people from Australia or maybe from some other parts of the world that aren't American will kind of wonder, what is the actual steps of starting a store that's different? So as an American, how about this? We'll just go through all the steps from like A to Z, and I'll say as an American what we do, and then if it's any different for you as an Australian.
Okay.
So as an American, when I start some kind of online business, I can just do it under my name.
Same thing. Yeah. If
Okay.
I do it on my name, there's no cost on that.
Okay, easy.
Yeah, it's free.
So we have a social security number. Do you have something similar?
Oh yeah. We already have it because we're already working. Yeah, everyone has that.
Okay.
When they're working.
All right.
Yeah.
So, now I'm doing business under my name. It's fine. I buy a domain name. I'm assuming it's the same.
Yeah. Unfortunately, .com.au is not available in Shopify.
Oh, really?
So you need
Okay.
to go to GoDaddy.
Okay, but was it hard to link the two up or no?
It's alright. With Anton's course, I was able to just use Laura's instructions.
Okay. Yeah, I think stuff like that, like if you just saw it on your own and you're like, what is this what are these crazy like DNS servers and numbers? You're like, this is insane. But you're right, if you just follow someone's screenshot and they're like, okay, I'm copying and pasting this, I'm putting it here, then you're like, okay, that makes sense. All right. So next would be then niche research. So you said that you were actually researching products in the US. Did you even research the competitors in Australia before you chose your niche?
Yeah, at first I had a look at US products, and then I went on to Australian online stores or what are available there, and then had a look made a long list of products, and then cut it down to 10, and then actually I've taking me a while say, okay, I think for me, if I will be the buyer, I'll buy this one. So I'll buy.
Okay, very cool. About approximately how many online competitors do you have for your niche?
For now, I think 10.
Okay, so that's quite a bit.
Yeah,
it's quite a lot.
bit.
And is that just Australian competitors?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are they, when you look at their stores, do they look like they're up to date and like Shopify stores, or do they look like these old?
Only one or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's always a good way to kind of figure out if you can be competitive or not, is if your store just looks better.
Yeah. Looks, if their store looks not professional, of course people would say, oh, I can't even see the product in real life. How would I trust this person if their store is not that good?
That definitely makes sense. So I don't know what it's still like now in the US, because it's been a few months since I've done lots of niche research. But even a few months ago, I would find stores that look like they were built 10 years ago on like Yahoo or something, and they didn't even have a buy now button. They make you call in. There was one that was so bad where to get the shipping, you have to like print out this PDF and find your zone and then calculate that on and mail a check in to them. And I was thinking, it's like, you know what? I'm pretty sure I can just dominate this niche because nobody's gonna want to do that. Was that kind of the case in Australia, where there's some stores that just didn't have like an easy online ordering system?
Oh yeah, there are others that you would if you want to buy, you need to call them. Yeah, there are some that it's very hard to have a look at the products and to think that they have that kind of stores, and then I would see their reviews and an external online review website. They do have sales, so it means I can get a portion of that pie.
Yeah, that makes sense. So these external review sites, are they like Amazon
productreview.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that an Australian thing? Or is
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. That's a very kind of good tip for people if they want to research their competitors. Check that out. So after this research, so now we got to call suppliers, right? Were most of them familiar with dropshipping, or did you have to kind of jump through hoops and convince them to do it?
Most of them are okay to do dropshipping, although I don't use that word. I just explain, do you do this?
Okay.
Deliver. And only a few that doesn't know those things, and they still don't accept online only stores.
Okay. So how many total suppliers were there possible, and how many did you actually end up getting?
I think I've called 20,
Okay.
20 suppliers, and but now I'm into I think 11.
Oh, you got 11.
Yeah.
That's really good. Yeah, that's awesome actually.
It's not the suppliers in Australia doesn't have as much products as compared to US.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Some US products would US companies they would have 100 products, but here in Australia no.
So like on average,
Yeah,
how many do
usually
they
around
have?
20.
Okay, that's still fine though.
Or
So
less.
do you know how many products you guys have total now?
I think we've got about 500 products.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's cool. Very cool, man. And are you done uploading all of them, or is that your job?
They're all uploaded, but it's just a matter of really trying to project the product in a beneficial way to the customer. And these products that we sell, they're beautiful, and it is difficult to try to have an idea of what the product's like online unless you're actually physically looking at it. And so the customer is reliant on the website to actually communicate that. And that is something that Anton goes through in his course to help us deal with that.
Okay. I think that's cool. So I think one of the biggest concerns people had from either Australia or some other countries like the UK, which is kind of a similar market as well, is people always say like, oh, there's none of these suppliers dropship. And that's probably why you don't use the term, because they probably don't dropship, but they will mail directly to your customer after you purchase with your card on file, which is exactly what we want. And I honestly think that, you know, after meeting the two of you, and I've met a few other people who have done dropshipping successfully in Australia, but all the people online that I don't know, that's usually not part of the course, all of them are like, oh mate, it doesn't work out here.
They probably want to keep it to themselves, perhaps.
It could be that, to be honest. But I honestly think a lot of people they hear from someone on some random website or some forum, from someone who's never tried it, never called a supplier, or maybe they called a supplier but they didn't have a demo store, they didn't know what they were talking about, and they're like, no, we don't do that, and they spread it to the world saying, oh, dropshipping doesn't work in Australia.
Yeah, no, it definitely works. I mean, we wouldn't still be doing this if it didn't. And again, my store, I would consider it as not being a success, the one that I started, but it's not failing because of the model. It's because of the elements within that model. And one of those elements is the niche selection. And that's where that major component is not working. And Anton actually covers the niche selection in the course, so that'll save anyone a lot of trouble.
Okay. So I know one thing that is a little bit more difficult in Australia because it's a big country. What do you do about shipping? Do you have like a free shipping offer on everything, or do you have zones? How does that work?
Yeah, for me, I do the free shipping option. Although at first, I was just guessing on the pricing. I do get sales, but the profit's very low.
Okay.
But then now I just change it. It's no point having sales, but I don't get profit. Yeah. And to have a high-priced item, I just made a good website to have a look at least. They have the trust, they have the good customer service. Yeah, that's what I can offer.
Okay. So is your prices higher than some of the competitors?
I'm higher than the low end.
The lowest
website,
competitor.
yeah.
And the lowest one, do they offer free shipping or no?
No.
Okay. No. So there's a chance that a lot of people just don't like paying for shipping, even if they have to do the math and try to figure out like, okay, is this really cheaper with the shipping or not? A lot of people are just the principle of it. They're just like, I want it included. Yeah. I don't care if the cost of the item is a little bit more. Like it's so much more convenient for us. It doesn't feel like we're getting ripped off. It's like when I go to a restaurant and they try to charge me for charge for rice or something, like a Chinese restaurant. I'm like, what are they trying to do? They're trying to sneak in here. And I honestly wish they would just include it. And they would just say, look, this is, it's all inclusive.
Makes it easier for the customers. Yeah, it's another form of customer service as well.
Yeah, and there's less friction in the buying process because putting ourselves in the customer's mindset, we don't want to think about shipping costs and fees and whatnot. We just want the product, and we want to make sure that we're buying from a reputable online retailer, and that's pretty much what matters to a customer.
Yeah, 100%. And also, people feel like they're being punished for living in a different part of Australia. So like, all the people from Tasmania are like, mate, why do we have to pay twice as much for shipping than just because we're not from Sydney?
The first few customers we had were from far states. Yeah, so that's a good example of people wanted free shipping.
Yeah, 100%. So for all my stores, I do the same thing. I do free shipping, and even though for the people that happen to be near my supplier, my profit is huge.
Yeah.
And then for the people that live on the coast, they live in New York or somewhere, then my profit is a lot smaller because the shipping's higher. But I figure it just averages out, throughout the month or throughout the year, it just averages out. Sometimes I get lucky, sometimes I don't. I just have it set so I never lose money. One piece of advice I would give you is, if at all possible, try to match the lowest price, just because you'll show up better on like different ads or on searches where people, they see that. And one thing you can experiment with is having a flat rate shipping. So, for example, some places will have like $10 shipping anywhere in Australia. And that way you can have your advertised prices lower, and then people, they see it's only $10 flat rate, and to them it's still free. It's pretty much free anyways. So these are all little things you can toy around with to maybe get some more sales, but while still keeping profitable.
That's a good tip.
Yeah. And upsell. I was listening to a audiobook today called Sell or Be Sold, and he was talking about the power of this. He calls it the second sale. And what that is he said, do you ever catch yourself spending like an hour and a half doing research on one product, and then you spend like 30 seconds to buy the accessory item or like the upsell, and you don't even think about it. You're just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna buy that. So if you can, and I teach this in Optimize Like a Boss, my optimization course, basically figure out what are some complementary items that people who buy your main product might also want. And it even could be something like buy a package of 2 of these, and have it be a slightly better value. So people are like, oh yeah, I want the package. You save on shipping. You already have the customer anyway, so if you can make an extra few bucks from them, why not?
Yeah, great.
Yeah. So I think at the retreat, people, we're all gonna learn so much. What made you decide that you guys wanted to go to that?
Well, okay, the Sherica's the store that she started with the Anton method. That's we wanted to be pretty much in an environment where we're surrounded by people doing the same business and who are succeeding in that. Now, where we're from, it's the usual, work at a job, and I guess being surrounded by other people of the same mindset, that rubs on our performance, and it would make a difference that we learn from these people that from where they are now, we can take lessons and be where they are now, and that's that.
Okay, yeah, I like that. I honestly think that when you're surrounded by people who are doing well, it just gives you so much more motivation. So we just had lunch today with a guy named Isaac, who's also a member of the course, and he's crushing it. And the 4 of us out to lunch, I think it's a different feeling, knowing that everybody has some kind of online business, that everyone's making sales, it's almost like we're very optimistic in life.
That's right. And there's a common bond, I guess, when you're able to connect with people of the same goals and the mindset, and that's crucial. If you're trying to struggle by yourself, you could learn from those where you want to be.
Yeah, and it's a long journey by yourself too, because I've been doing this for almost 3 years now, 2.5 years, and in the beginning it was hard because nobody really understood what I was doing. You know, everyone had their opinions about it. And then even before that, even when I was just traveling, people had their opinions about that, you know, and it was hard because I didn't really have anything to show for it yet. I didn't have any money. I was getting older, and people were like, oh, you should go back home and get a real job. You know, what about your career? What about this? What about that? And it used to worry me. I used to think like, oh, maybe they're right. You know, maybe I shouldn't have left my career. And you know, maybe I can get the raise so I can make $60,000 this year. You know, maybe I can become the manager.
That's right.
You know, and I think it wasn't until very recently, like literally until this last year, where now finally I'm like, you know what, this was the right decision.
Totally agreed. And just meeting people who are at that stage is I wouldn't know how to describe it. You know, it's real life living this lifestyle. I couldn't describe it any more.
Yeah, and most of the times things don't happen what you want it to be. So yeah, it just takes time and hard work.
So have you two put in a lot of work on the store?
Every day, every weekend.
Pretty much what it is we're still working in our jobs, but we spend our 1 hour before going to work and a few hours after work every day. And on weekends we go to the library and we just knuckle down and we just do it because it doesn't feel like work for us. It feels like we're actually trying to work towards our dream, and it's fun. You know, I always think it's a process. You know, smell the roses along the way. You know, the struggle, and it's a fantastic struggle.
Do you agree with that, Sherica?
Yeah. Because thinking about going to work every day and then having that experience all the same thing, it doesn't change. But we need to do something, alter what we are doing to have a change.
Like, I totally agree with that. I mean, I don't hate my job at all. I actually find it very pleasant. And I get along with my workmates and even my manager. I find him to be a great guy. But it's the same for us, and we could get really comfortable in life. And, you know, we see life as something more. And we want that adventure, and we want to pretty much earn our time and freedom. And so that's why we're doing this.
I really respect that. Like, truly, deeply, I respect that. And I'm also very happy for the two of you that have the same goals. You know, it's almost, I mean, did you guys know that when you two met? How did you two meet?
Oh, well, I met Sherica through my cousin who was dating her then friend. So it's like, it was a bit of a meet-up or a chance to sort of get to know her friends. And so, no, we didn't know that we had the sort of same mindset, but I guess it's about being really open to what we want. You know, as definitely as a couple, we need to be aligned to where we want to be in life, and it's a very empowering feeling to know that your significant other is definitely on board with what you're doing, and we could. She's the best business partner I could ever have. So
that's really nice.
Yeah.
And you two got married a few years ago?
Yes, we got married 3.5 years ago, and and ever since we've grown, and I guess starting a business is one way to really enhance your relationship in one way or another.
Yeah, it will test it.
Hey, you know what? When me and Larissa started our store together, a lot of it was fun, and a lot of it was very like testing. You know, because we have to confront topics that we don't want to talk about. It's not just fun and games. It's not like she goes to work, stress is there, and then we come home and just have fun. It's we are trying to build something together, and in retrospect, it was 100% worth it. And I think during the time, 99% of the time, it was a great bonding experience. So I really encourage anyone who has a partner who's also interested in it. I think it's worth trying.
Most definitely, and it's an experience. It's another experience that you have with your partner, but it's an experience where you're building not just your relationship, but also a business.
So do you think that I mean, so do you two kind of delegate tasks? Like, do you guys have your own responsibilities of the store, or do you both do this? You know, like how do you guys split tasks?
Yeah, we have our own tasks. Since I started the website first, so I already had the one that's doing the calling of the customers, upload some products. But he's most of doing the back end type thing.
Yeah,
so SEO.
So Sherica had the store up and running, and now it's a lot of work, and so she's looking after the customer service, supply relationships, as well as the social media, and I look after the back-end side, which is the website design, the optimization, the product descriptions, all the technical bits and pieces. And so it's a great, again, a great delegation mix. I actually enjoy the technical stuff, whereas she really enjoys the customer service and the engagement sort of area.
Okay, yeah, that's really cool. So yeah, me and Larissa kind of do something similar. She does. So now that's set up. Now that's actually set up. She runs the day-to-day customer service and fulfills orders. Does a kind of the accounting part of it, and then I mainly make sure the ads are running, that we're getting traffic. I try to optimize it better, even though I haven't spent as much time on this store as I have on my other one. But yeah, it's been good. You know, we had a really good month this month, so pretty happy with that. Yeah, thank you. So what do you do about handling calls? Because you have a full-time job. What do you do for work?
I'm a pharmacist.
Okay. So are you there fulfilling drugs and then fulfilling orders, or what are you doing?
Yeah, yeah. A pharmacist in Australia, in a community pharmacy, we're sort of like a retail store. So I'm in front of customers. I think that's what I get my experience from doing customer service. Yeah.
So like, when you're at work, are you answering the calls on your cell phone, or do you what do you do?
Yeah. I have a VA wherein they answer the call. On the first call they answer, and then they just say, we'll call you back, they're unavailable at the moment. And then when I get a chance, then I call them back.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So it's just like a call service?
Yeah.
How did you find them?
Just Google them.
Okay. Yeah. And you pretty happy with their service, or?
Yeah, they're good. Good. Yeah. Even it's 24 hours. They're open.
Okay.
Yeah, anyone calls, they answer. Yeah, and I also have my contact form on the website in case the customers emails. That's the one option of conversation that I prefer.
Yeah.
Although if in case they do want someone to talk to, at least they know the call gets answered on the first ring.
Okay, that's cool. And how many calls do you get a day approximately?
Are they not much? Yeah. Usually in a week, 1 or 2.
That's it? Okay, yeah, that's easy. Yeah. And what do you pay the service?
For standard, it's $15 plus $2.75 per call.
Okay, so $15 a month.
Yeah.
And then $5 a week.
That's a standard plan. If I go up, it's different.
That's not bad.
Yeah. That's the cheapest.
Okay, nice. And I'm sure it's nice as for the customer to hear a live voice and then know that it's a real company, even if they can't answer the questions. I mean, do they have can they answer any questions, or do they always just take a message and bring it to you?
They can answer any question, but that's a higher plan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but at the moment, I think for now, I'll do the answering.
Yeah.
But if it comes to a point where I'm too busy in our dropshipping store, then maybe I can delegate it.
So as a customer, I'll call in and I'll be like, I'll have a question about a specific product or about a shipping time or something. And no matter what the question is, the rep's going to say, you know what? Sherica actually handles that. She's away from her desk right now, but I'll have her call you right back. Is that how it works?
From what I know, they would say, let me just check. I'll put you on to someone. And then after a while, they would say, they're unavailable at the moment. Yeah, we'll bring you back. Okay. Unfortunately, they won't answer the question if in case. Yeah. That's what I know. Yeah. Okay. Although I find that sometimes they would get details of the inquiries, which is good.
Yeah.
I get the details first, and then I'm ready to give them the answer before I call them.
Okay, that definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you mind sharing the name of that service you use?
Virtual headquarters.
Virtual headquarters? Okay, yeah. Cool. So yeah, if anyone ever needs that kind of service because you are traveling Thailand and aren't by your phone, or if you're a pharmacist, I guess is an easy way to handle your customer service, right? So aside from what we've already talked about, do you think there's any other hardships of starting a store in Australia that you wouldn't have had to deal with if you were in the US?
It's hard to tell because we don't have any experience doing it in the US. At the moment, our experience is probably with the suppliers. There might be more suppliers that are willing to do drop shipping, if in case, they're more familiar with drop shipping.
I almost feel like it's a wild west still in Australia, where there's probably a lot more untapped markets, more untapped niches. Maybe it might take you a little bit longer to find, or maybe there's not enough, suppliers for each like individual tiny niche. But to me, I always tell people like, well, if there's not enough suppliers for that specific niche, just niche up, and instead of selling like just that specific product, why not sell products that are like similar to it or kind of in the family of it?
Yeah, that's right.
And is that what you do? Is your store a little bit more broad, or is it like a very specific type of item?
No, it's just one niche.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
although most of our competitors are department store websites.
And that's actually a big reason why you guys are doing well, because you're specializing in that. So out of those, you said there was 10 competitors?
Yeah.
How many of them are specialized in just your niche?
I think 3.
Okay. So in my mind, you only have 3 competitors. Because whenever someone sells everything, they're not really a competitor. It's almost like saying Walmart is a competitor to like a place that sells just TVs, like it's Walmart's technically a competitor to everybody, but if you are like a specialty watchmaker or something, Walmart's not really your competitor. They just happen to also sell some watches. Yeah, I like it. So I'm really, really happy that both of you, didn't get deterred. Like, did you? Was there any like? Did you do any research when you signed up for Anton's course?
Not really. Yeah, no, we didn't do any research. Again, going back to what I was saying earlier, I was looking for dropshipping resources, and I just kept seeing Anton's course being advertised. And once he appeared on the Empire Flippers podcast, then I thought, okay, well, this guy knows what he's talking about. And so I got Sherica to sign up, and that was pretty much it. And
well, you know what? I'm glad that it worked that way, because I think if you research anything too much, you're always going to find naysayers. And with us dropshipping in Australia in particular, there's a lot of people who are like, oh, mate, dropshipping doesn't work out here. So it's good that you didn't listen to them and you just did it anyways. Yeah. But I think because you at least had a couple sales with your sandals company, you knew dropshipping itself works.
Oh, yes, that's right. And the sandals store, I was actually selling to people in the States. So they were my main customers, because the reason for that, I thought, okay, well, the US has, 230 million people? That's a lot of feet. And, if I could get, a few feet from that, then that was my logic. And so even though Anton's course, I didn't actually think about it as being like a US-based course. I just thought, okay, well, this is a dropshipping course based on that model. And so we signed up to it, and no regrets.
Okay, that's cool. I never thought of it as a US-only based store. I think that's just what I've been hearing around the internet lately. People complaining, saying, like the laws in whatever country are different. But you know what? I mean, there's always going to be something that comes up. And if with any business, if you want to open a coffee shop in your country, it's going to be a little bit different than opening a coffee shop in this country, and if you really want to do it bad enough, you'll figure it out. I mean, it's not impossible. Like it's one of those things where, there's no country where it's impossible. There are, I'll name the countries where it'll be much harder, to a point where I probably wouldn't personally do it. Syria, anywhere in the Middle East,
North Korea,
anywhere in Africa, Iceland. Oh no, Iceland might be fine. Antarctica. Maybe South America. I don't know anyone who's done it there. But if you're from like a normal, I don't say normal, but
Western
like a
democracy.
a Western democracy country, it'll either 100% work, or you could figure out a way to like with a little bit of research to make it work. So Australia, the US, Canada, pretty much all of Europe, England. I've met people from like Holland that have done really well. If you're from any of the Nordic countries like Scandinavia or like Sweden, they kill it out there. Just because first off, there's no Amazon in Sweden. And actually in Australia, is Amazon a big competitor?
No. I had a look at Amazon's website in Australia, and all they sell are books and just Kindle, digital ebooks, but no physical products.
So I think eventually they will take over, just like they've taken over everywhere else. But this is a good opportunity for people now, where you don't have this 6 million ton gorilla sitting on your chest. It's still possible to have the little guys come up. So if you guys really tried, you guys could be the next Amazon.
Man, that'll be awesome.
So what are your goals of this store?
This store is basically serving as a springboard for other future stores, and luckily we've been Sherica's store that she started has been successful. It's making sales, it's profitable, she's got suppliers, she's got customers, and that will then we'll use the profits to start up new stores. And there's 2 of us, so I'll be starting my store using the DSL method from scratch, and we'll just have a portfolio of these and have that life living off that income.
I like it. So at some point, like let's say the income of these stores matches your current income, are you going to say goodbye to the pharmacist and the full-time IT job?
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
No hesitation?
No. Although I love my work.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, although it really ties up my time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the location where we want to go, we can't go. We need to always ask permission from someone.
Exactly, and we're only here in Thailand for about 2.5 weeks, and it's because of work restrictions to our schedule that we could only allot this time. And so if we had the freedom, then we'd stay longer. But that's definitely a goal that we're working towards, and it's very realistic because we've got something profitable, and they'll just translate even further.
Now, all you have to do is scale.
That's right.
All right. So really happy to meet both of you. Best of luck with your stores. We'll hang out a little bit more down in Krabi at the retreat. Any last words for everyone?
Do it. Just sign up for Anton's method and work hard and enjoy the process. And this is a future that you're building. You could build someone else's future, but this is your life. Build that life and live it. And it can be done.
I really like that you keep referring to the dropshipping course as Anton's method. Because did you know that's my link, or are you doing it like as a favor, or is that what you call it?
Oh, that's natural because I know that it is your link, and it is. It goes to the same course. So
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
No worries.
I think it's from listening to your podcast. That's why.
That's right, Johnny. It's hammered into my head.
Hey, this has worked.
It's worked.
Yeah. But if you guys ever did want to sign up for the course, please do use my link so I can get credit for referring you. It's antonmethod.com, or you can follow the link in the resources page on johnnyfd.com or here in the show notes. Jose, Sherica, thank you so much for being on the show. Everyone who's been leaving these awesome 5-star reviews on iTunes, thank you guys so much. It's helped incredibly get this show growing. I'll reach people in freaking Australia. So it's international. So everyone, I'll see you next week. Ciao.
Thanks.
Thank you for listening to the Travel Like a Boss podcast. If you want to hear more, including the bonus How to Choose the Perfect Niche episode, join our mailing list at travellikeabosspodcast.com. See you next week, and remember, if you want to travel like a boss, you need to be your own boss. So start your online business today and start living the lifestyle you've always dreamed of.